Alright, today's lesson is about math. We're looking at quite a bit of math vocabulary that deals with plus, minus, multiplication, and division here. So before I move on, I want you to draw this chart, and I want you to take a few moments and brainstorm any words that you can come up with that go along with each of those symbols. Anything you've seen in problems, any way you describe it, but go ahead and list those out. So you're going to need to pause your video, try to do as many as you can, and you'll probably come up with some that I don't have down, and that's okay. You can go ahead and share extras in class tomorrow. So here's the list here for you that we came up with. Alright, so for addition we had add, you'll see the sum of, something increases by, something is more than, plus. For subtraction we have subtract, minus, the difference of, decrease, less than, take away. Multiplication we have times, multiply, the product of. We say doubling, which means you times it by 2, tripling, times it by 3, and so on. And then our division we have divide, the quotient of. You'll see half sometimes, half of something, which is divided by 2. You could even see a third of something or a quarter of something. A third would be divided by 3, a quarter would be divided by 4. So go ahead and write those down if you don't, any that you do not have. Okay. All right. And then this next part here. All right, so we have all of our words there. And we're going to use those to go ahead and write some expressions here. So my first one is the quotient of a number and 64. Alright, so that word quotient I know is division. So I'm going to go ahead and put a division symbol there. Okay, so it's of a number and 64. So I'm just going to give my number a variable. We'll just say n for number and then divided by 64. So that would be my math expression from the quotient of a number and 64. Alright, next one is t less than 24. I notice that less than appears in my subtraction, so it is going to be subtraction. Now the key is, where do I put t and where do I put 24? So it's t less than 24. Okay, so I'm actually taking 24 and I'm taking t amount away from it. So it is 24 minus t. Number 3, 7 added to the difference of x and 2. So this one we have a two-parter. We have 7 added to the difference of x and 2. So let's go ahead and look at this part first. Difference of x and 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do x minus 2. Then I'm going to add 7 to that. So I'd say x minus 2 plus 7. Now there's another way I could write it. I could also write it, I could put my x minus 2 in parentheses, and then I could have plus 7 over here. Put a little line there. Okay. So either way one of those will work, but you need to make sure you do the x minus 2 first. Alright, and then one more, we have 8 times the sum of x and 5. So again, I'm going to go ahead and do the sum of x and 5 first. So I'm going to add x plus 5. And then I'm going to go ahead and times it by that. So I want to put those in parentheses because I want to make sure I do that first. I want to find my sum first, and then I'm going to go ahead and multiply it. Now, in this case, I don't want to use x for a multiplication symbol because I have this symbol x in my problem. So I can either put a dot here and then times 8, or I could write it as 8 times x plus 5. Okay, either of those would work, but try not to use the x symbol when you're working with variables because it can get very confusing. Okay. Alright, so you have quite a few here for you to try. There's 12 here for you to try. Alright, make sure you use your vocabulary words. Make sure when you're doing the differences and whatnot that you actually are thinking about which one goes first. Okay. So go ahead and pause your video and try those. Alright, 6 less than w would be w minus 6. Number 2, 3 times d, 3d. Number 3, the difference of h and 8. So we're going to do h minus 8. 23 divided into y, not by y, but into y. So you're going to do y divided by 23 because 23 is going into there. Number 5, $18 less than the sale price. So we're going to have the sale price and we're going to take off $18. It's going to be $18 less. The quotient of n in 12, quotient is division, so n divided by 12. Number 7, 8 less than 25 multiplied by a number q. So we're actually going to multiply 25 and q first. Notice how I use the x symbol there. You could probably write it a little better, such as 25q, because that means you're multiplying them together, and then minus 8. Number 8, 3 more than the difference of 20 and a number m. So we have 20 minus m we want to do first, and then we're going to do 3 more than that. If you want to put these in parentheses, you can. 5 less than the quotient of a number z in 16. So we have the quotient of a number z in 16, and then I'm going to do 5 less than that, so I subtract 5 at the end. 8 times the product of 28 and a number g, so I'm going to do 28 times g and then times 8. Again, I use that x symbol there. Another way for you to write it could be 28g, you put a dot, times 8. You could also do 28g, and you can put that in parentheses and put it in the outside. Either one of those work. Number 11, 10 plus a number s times 5. So we're going to do s times 5 first, and then plus 10. And then 10 less the quantity j multiplied by 44. So 44j, and then 10 less would be minus 10.